Says, I ain't never gonna get married.
You're gonna get married.
Well, sooner or later, there comes a point in a man's life when he's gotta face some facts. And one fact I gotta face is that whatever it is that women like, I ain't got it. I chased after enough girls in my life. I went to enough dances. I got hurt enough. I don't want to get hurt no more. Girls made me feel like I was a bug. I got feelings, you know. I had enough pain. No thanks, Mom.
Man has had this car since 2005, and look, it took me to peel this off.
Breaking it. I don't think you're supposed to. I don't think it's supposed to go off. I think it's part of the screen. I think you broke it.
I did?
Yeah, you broke the screen. It's part of the screen. That's why I never took it off. It's part of the screen.
Oh my god!
Put it back on.
I am so sorry. Oh my god, I'm sorry, baby.
That's fine. I don't care. Every reason.
So we just went on for a drive in this old junk.
Can you imagine being married to this woman? The level of disrespect you'd experience on a daily basis would drive you to alcohol or the edge of a cliff. Let me ask you a question. Why would a man in 2024 get married? A couple of decades ago, this was a question nobody asked, and that was because it seemed obvious. Go to school, get a job, get married, start a family. This was the path laid out for every man. But fast forward to today, and the rates of marriage are plummeting. Back in the year 2000, there were 8.2 marriages out of every 1,000 people. Fast forward to today, and it's more like 6. But this isn't the choice of women. It's men who have decided to walk away. Men are refusing to get married more than at any other point in history. A man getting married was once an achievement, but now there are practically no good reasons for getting married. Men have been chewed up and spat out of the court system for far too long. The gynocracy has destroyed so many men's lives, and nobody with any power did anything about it. Men lost their children. Men lost their homes. Men were ruined financially. Many men decided to end their lives after a soul-crushing divorce, and society doesn't care. Because society does not care about men, and it never has. The only reason why the declining rates of marriage are getting coverage in the media now is because women have become affected by it. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Ridiculous, who said, "You can make being a passport bro completely illegal. Men still won't marry y'all. They'll either sneak out of the country or just go monk mode." Well said, my friend. There ain't no stopping the passport bro movement. So please, don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. Maybe the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps us out a lot. Now, back to the video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever
Would you be cool with a guy that makes less money, but he's a hard worker, like he's ambitious?
Yeah.
Let's say he just started his own business, but he makes $45,000 a year. Would you date him?
You wouldn't be able to afford my engagement ring. I'm getting an 8-carat cushion cut vintage engagement ring. If you make $45,000 a year, it would take you 4 years? No. 8 years to afford my
how much?
ring?
I don't know anything about rings. How much is that?
About $200,000.
Girl, you want a $200,000? Are you insane?
My ring has to sparkle from across the street. Like, you have to see that shit. It's gonna blind people.
But that's so superficial. That's like so superficial.
But it's about so much more than that. It's about the fact that you can afford that, right? I go to yoga with this girl who has an 8-carat diamond engagement ring.
Yeah.
A weed company and drives an Audi. So it's about more than just it's about the fact that you can afford that.
Okay, well, I'm just thinking like you're gonna miss out on a lot of guys because I'm telling no, but not in a good way. Not in a good way. I'm telling you, like, if my mom asked for that from my dad would have told her to go find a new boyfriend because there's no way in hell he was gonna spend $200,000 on an engagement ring.
women are not desirable right now. Everyone's a Kim Kardashian clone. I asked you earlier, what don't men want? And you said promiscuity. Well, that seems about the only thing that's being offered right now. When I open my Instagram and I've got butt cheeks and I'm going, people are like, I don't understand why no one wants to, this woman's been married 4 times. I'm like, well, I can understand it, because even if men think they want it in the short term, when you see a girl, she's half naked, she looks good. Yeah, sure. You probably do want to have sex with her. I bet you're wired that way. You're hardwired that way. Yeah. But then what happens after you have sex with her and you realize that so did 20 other dudes 100%. In the same week, you don't want her.
You nailed it. You absolutely not only nailed it.
Women started complaining, and all of a sudden, the law and media started taking an interest. This tells you everything you need to know about the matriarchy we are currently living in. Everything is set up to benefit women at the expense of men, and this is the most obvious in the divorce courts. Modern women are going on TikTok in massive numbers asking where all the good men have gone. These women are attacking men for apparently having commitment issues and being butthurt man babies. They make it seem like men don't have a point and are just being immature or insecure. This is another example of the lack of empathy shown towards men in this society. If women are affected, we ask what's wrong with society. If men are affected, we ask what's wrong with men and why don't they fix it? Well, in this video, I'm outlining the very good reasons why men are dropping out of marriage and saying no. There are massive problems, and the best thing men can do is walk away. The issue will correct itself if we deprive women of the attention, validation, and financial security they need from men. Something modern women will never understand is how destructive marriage is for the man. To men in this society, money is everything. If a man can't provide and produce anything, he is as good as completely worthless. This is why one of the biggest reasons for male suicide is financial pressure. If a man cannot provide, he feels like a failure as a man. Society has communicated this to men for tens of thousands of years. This is why men are more likely to pull 80-hour weeks for high-paying jobs. The kinds of jobs that women think should be handed to them on a silver platter. Taking away a man's livelihood is almost the same as killing him. But this is how most divorces end. In fact, this is how most relationships end. More than 50% of marriages end in divorce. More than 80% of those divorces are initiated by women. According to a survey by Bankrate, divorce can significantly impact finances, with 59% of divorced adults in the US saying their separation destroyed their finances. I guarantee that most of the people who said that were men. And even though we've apparently made massive strides towards equality in this society, men overwhelmingly end up paying the most alimony. Depending on how much the man earns, this could financially destroy him. Society favors women, and we know this because even though women out-earn men in many major US cities now, men are still bled dry in the wake of a terrible divorce. Men are aware of how financially risky divorce is. We've seen even the most passionate and loving relationships deteriorate into a toxic mess. Money is the most important resource for a man in this society. And this is why so many men are deciding not to play the game of Russian roulette that is modern marriage. However, instead of a single bullet in the gun, there are several.
I'm never going to get married. I don't want to get married.
Why?
There's no benefit for the man. He only has everything to lose.
What?
A man can be completely faithful to his wife, provide, protect, take care of the kids, obviously when he's not working, whatever. And the wife can step out and cheat. And what's the result of that? Man has to pay alimony, has to pay child support, loses his house, loses the cars, loses everything. Why? What's the point? And then, it's a coin flip. Flip a coin if your marriage is going to work. Those are the odds. Those are the chances. If you want to get married, cool. Throw a wedding, put the rings on each other, say your vows, you're married. You don't have to submit nothing with the courts. Yeah.
Die alone?
The only reason why somebody is not okay being alone is because they're not okay with themselves.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That's it. If you're not okay being alone, you have issues with yourself that you need to take care of.
Why should a man spend so many years and bleed his fingers dry to earn a good living just so the law can take it away and give it to her for no good reason? In what universe is this worth it for the man? What benefits does a man experience in marriage that he can't get in a normal relationship? There isn't a single good answer to this question, and yet society shames men for deciding to not get married. Luckily, the internet has enabled the sharing of experiences. Men have shared their stories online of how destructive divorce can be, And this education has allowed men to make informed decisions based on personal independence and freedom. It's extremely difficult for a man to want to get married after he's read countless stories online of men being ruined by toxic marriages and disastrous divorces. And nobody with any sense can blame a man for choosing to be single. Society will shame men about it because that's why this gynocratic feminist society loves to do. But men avoiding marriage is one of the smartest things a man can do today. That is, until the laws change and we see a real shift in society. Until that day, marriage is one of the greatest scams ever conceived, and it's made countless women rich by exploiting the hard work and sacrifice of honest men. One of the greatest pieces of advice that my father ever gave me is this: the most important choice a man will ever make in his life is the woman he chooses to marry. As a kid, I didn't fully understand how on point he was. As I get older, I see how he was absolutely right. Marrying a toxic woman can destroy your life in so many ways you will not know what happened. There are women out there sleeping with their husband's best friends behind their backs. There are women who not only divorce their husband, but also claim sexual harassment and domestic violence with no evidence. Not only is the man stripped of all of his money, his possessions, his home, and his kids, but he's also dealt a prison sentence which goes on his permanent record, crippling his ability to find a job in the future. And women can do this motivated by revenge for something the man did 10 years ago. We have this Hollywood fairy tale stereotype in society that women are these precious and soft creatures incapable of doing damage. This is far from the truth. Women can be unbelievably vicious. Anyone who grew up with sisters knows what I'm talking about. The emotional and reputational damage that a woman can cause on a man is way worse than the physical damage that another man can cause him. Because of child rearing, women evolved to have an increased level of empathy, and this is precisely the skill she uses to destroy a man when she decides to. And in modern society, it's extremely difficult to know if the woman you're marrying isn't just hiding some dark side you're unaware of. Women can be extremely effective at hiding their true intentions and motivations, and you won't know about it until it's too late. Men have become aware of this in recent years, and this is why many men are cautious about the women they invite into their lives.
In the case of England versus Kaiser, when it comes to 6-month-old Isaac, England, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Kaiser, you are not the father.
Are you sure?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kaiser.
You sure? Are you
I'm
sure?
so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's gotta be a mistake, right? It's a mistake, right?
I am so sorry, but it is not a mistake. You are not baby Isaac.
But he can be his father. It doesn't matter if DNA or not. He can be that boy's father. Just because he has a daddy that don't care, why can't he be the daddy that does? We've been through hell and back. 6 years. We've been homeless together. We've had to struggle to get where we are now. I don't think it has to end because it's not his blood. Our other child he raises just fine.
Hookup culture, social media, and toxic feminism have made most women unfit for long-term commitment and marriage. Nowadays, women are racking up insanely high body counts while expecting men not to care. But a woman who has been ran through by 100 men demonstrates qualities that no man would want in a partner. Bad impulse control, an inability to pair bond, monkey branching, a possible sex addiction, not to mention the Chad fantasy she'll be having in her mind while she's with you. Most modern women who have smashed a top 10% man will inevitably look at any other man she's with as a downgrade. This will affect their relationship in toxic ways, and the man she's with can't do anything about it. She'll constantly compare you to him. She may even harbor resentment and contempt towards you for not being him. She'll project her anger at not being able to tie him down onto you. The amount of emotional baggage a woman with a high body count will bring into the relationship is extreme. The truth is, if given the option, most men would choose a woman without that baggage. And despite what modern women say, it isn't because they are insecure about their masculinity, penis size, or bedroom performance. That's just cope. Social media has made women more validation hungry and approval addicted than ever before. A woman who is addicted to the sexual validation of thousands of strangers online is a woman who is unfit for a long-term partnership. When the going gets tough, this kind of a woman will not communicate with you. To her, you're just another form of validation. An OnlyFans model will only date you as a form of security. You're just another man in the sea of men. There's nothing special about you. And this is because she has completely ruined her ability to pair bond. The fact is that men do not want a woman who has been ran through by hundreds of other men. But unfortunately, finding a woman like that in today's society is next to impossible.
She belongs to the streets.
And this isn't the only way modern women are incapable of marriage. I once knew a man who was a marriage counselor for 40 years, and he said that one of the greatest bits of advice he can give to a couple is allowing the man to lead in some way. He doesn't have to be a tyrannical dictator, but for a marriage to work, he said that the woman letting go is essential. She gets to relax, he gets to feel powerful and respected. It's a natural synergy. But one of the problems of modern women is that they see any form of male leadership as tyrannical oppression. These days, a woman will attack you for opening the door for her. Modern women have completely ruined chivalry and then complain about there being no more chivalrous gentlemen. It's practically a guarantee that if you get married to a modern woman, you are signing up for a war. Every little thing will become a battle. She will see every attempt to take ownership and leadership as a threat. This is why many men in relationships have become passive, nice guy, people-pleasing simps. And do you know what modern women feel about that? They hate it. They complain that they can't relax around their man. They say that men aren't masculine enough anymore. This is pure hypocritical insanity. They attack men as misogynistic and sexist if they try to lead. Then they eventually complain that their man is too nice and doesn't take the lead enough. No matter where you turn as a man, you're criticized for it. And perhaps the most obvious reason is the reason that women are the most upset about. Men are no longer content to be an ATM for women who don't want to work and don't want to put effort into their lives. Men are realizing the hypocrisy and double standards in society. But why are modern women so angry that men are walking away from these roles? Here's another bit of advice my dad gave me. Those who are the most angry about you creating boundaries are the ones who are benefiting from you having none. Women are upset because one of their most reliable sources of income is refusing to play ball. Modern women want to bang their way through their 20s and settle down with a nice beta bob provider who will take care of her and her multiple children she had with other fathers. This is why so many women in their 20s aren't afraid to do OnlyFans and be promiscuous. They believe that it'll all work out in their 30s when they find a nice man to manipulate. But the problem is, she won't be happy with these men. It's a recipe for disaster. But you can't expect modern women to be rational. Marriage is a rigged game in favor of women. This has always been the case. But since feminism has openly disrespected men, men are saying enough is enough, and this will only get worse. There are only a few solutions to a man in today's society. Withdrawal completely or go to a country where women respect men. You can't expect to play the toxic feminist marriage game and come out on top. The house always wins. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.